Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing good. If you are new here, you're highly welcome to this channel. My name is Elizabeth, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. In today's video, I'll be talking about my port of entry experience. I'm making this video because I know a lot of people will find it useful. So let's just get right into the video. So I'll be breaking this story into four parts so that we can understand how it works. So I'll be breaking it into my arrival, the primary inspection, the questions I was asked, and the secondary inspections. Although I did not do the secondary inspection, but I would just like you guys to understand what the secondary inspection is all about. Before we start this gist, it's important to know that people have different experiences at the port of entry, and that's because there are different ports of entries and there are different questions people are being asked. So it all depends on these things. Okay, so not everybody's experience is going to be the same. So the main gist now, my arrival. So when we landed at the airport, before we got out of the plane, they were passing some instructions on how we can navigate our way to the immigration place or area, right? So to be honest, whatever they were saying, I couldn't really hear them, or I couldn't comprehend at the time. Like, I didn't understand the instruction they were passing. So I just told myself that I'm sure there are going to be signs outside, and probably I might just ask people. So don't be like me, try to understand whatever instruction they are asking. So when I got out of the plane, I saw signs to follow actually. And apart from the signs, I still asked people, because with the signs, sometimes you might get confused. So feel free to ask people questions. There are people who work at the airport, you'll see them on their uniform. Try to ask them how you could navigate your way to the immigration area and all of that. Another important tip you need to note is that when you come down from the plane, that's not the time for you to start taking pictures and all of that. To be honest, that's because at the immigration area there are long queues, and you would want to go and join that queue on time, especially when you have a connecting flight. If you don't have a connecting flight, then you can't stay and be taking pictures and all of that. Okay, but it's advisable you try to join the queue on time so that you do what you have to do and move to the next level. It is also advisable that you do not walk majestically. This is not the time for you to take your time. You need to walk very fast, because from where your plane landed to where the immigration area is might be a very long walk. So you need to walk very fast. Okay, the next is primary inspection. This is where they will check your documents. That is your visa, your passport, your I-20, sometimes your admission letter, all of your documents. They may ask for anyone at that time. That is why you should have your documents handy with you. It shouldn't be in your boxes. It should be in your backpack, so that when they request for it, you have it to give them. So the funny thing is that they didn't request anything from me apart from my passport, and that was really funny. I was like, why are these people not asking me for any other document? Because I know that people say, oh, they can request for your I-20, they can request. So during my own time, they just requested for my passport. So the next is question. To be honest, these people asked me just one question, and that was, what school am I going for? And I told them, see, I was so shocked that after the whole thing, I was still standing there, and she was like, go, I'm done. Do you get? Because I felt like these people asked me for just a document, and they asked me one question. I was not asking myself, am I sure I'm at the right place? Is this really the immigration? I was so shocked and confused that I had to call my brother to ask him that I don't know if this is the immigration I've passed. They just asked for one document, and they just asked me my name, and that was all, nothing more. And they were like, yes, that's that is immigration, you passed immigration. But to be honest, it doesn't work like that for everybody. They ask people more questions. They can even ask you who will be sponsoring your education or whatever. So you have to be prepared to answer those questions. The same answer you gave at the embassy during your visa interview should be the same answer you will give them at your port of entry. You don't want to change anything. If your answers differ, it might cause for alarm and they might shift you aside. So whatever answer you give them will determine if they will allow you pass at the point of entry. So you need to be very honest with your answers. Don't feel like because you've gotten your visa, there's nothing else. You can do anything you want now. You've gotten. No, they can turn you back at the point of entry. So you need to behave yourself. Be honest with your answers. Do not lie at all. Give the same answers you gave during your visa interview. Do not come and change your sponsor on that day. Okay, the people you told them will be sponsoring you during your visa interview should be the same people that will be sponsoring you at the port of entry. Okay, so do not change anything at all. So the fourth one is the secondary inspection. Not everybody go through this process. The reason why you will go through a secondary inspection is when you don't answer your questions correctly during the primary inspection, or they suspect that something is wrong. They will take you aside. They will take you completely aside from the primary inspection. They will ask you to wait or take you to a different area, and there they will ask you in-depth questions, like they will check your documents very well. They'll check your luggages. That's because the answer you give them, they are not satisfied with it, and they need to be sure that this person is genuine, that this person is not lying. They don't want to bring trouble into their country, so they have to be satisfied that this person is actually the person that is supposed to come, or the person is coming to do what they have said they are coming to do. Do you understand? So you have, that is why I said you need to be very honest with your answers, be plain with your answers, and be clear with your answers, and make sure you have every document with you: your admission letter, your I-20, your passport, your visa, every document that is required. If you are not sure of the document, you should make research on what document you need to have with you on that day, and make sure everything is handy. It shouldn't be in your boxes, it should be with you in your backpack so that you can get it at once. Okay, so that is how it works at the port of entry. I'm sure you have an idea of how it works now. But before I end this video, I want to leave some important tips that you should take note of and make sure you do not forget. The first one is, please let your document be handy. I'm sure I've said that a lot in this video, but that is something very important you want to do, so that when they ask you for your document, you have it to present. The second thing is that make sure you join the queue on time. Do not come down from the airplane and start snapping pictures or trying to call or do that. Make sure you rush to the queue, because the queue is usually long and you will have to wait, and sometimes people have connecting flights. Okay, you don't want to go there and miss your flight because of immigration. When you are done with the immigration, you can begin to call, you can begin to take your pictures and do whatever. Okay, but at that time, make sure you run quickly to, or walk fast to join the queue. And secondly, try to ask questions in case you are missing your way to the immigration area. Try to ask questions. Do not be shy to ask questions. They will answer you, because that is what they are there for. So just ask them questions and move to the area on time. And thirdly, do not forget to be honest while answering your questions. Do not lie about anything. Make sure you give the same answers you gave at the embassy. Okay, make sure it is not different. I mean, it's not going to be word for word, but make sure you are saying the same thing. Do you understand? Make sure it is correct. So guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to like the video, and do not forget to share the video. See you guys in my next video. Bye.